I would like to carry on to the next presentation. I think the first presentation is from Ms. Mehta. She's from Pune. I think we've gone over the introductions, so I'll skip that if you don't mind, madam. So if we can speak, I think she's going to talk about the efforts that are going on in Pune. Ms. Mehta.
Good morning, everyone again. I'm really privileged to be amongst this discussion today, and I'm really happy to be here because the kind of work that we are doing currently, some of the projects that I am coordinating for, they involve a lot of such brainstorming approaches, and maybe how do we integrate various sections of academia or technology or people or even NGOs for our work. So I would be talking about three major initiatives of ours and what kind of activities we are doing under that, and what maybe collaboration with the technological institutes like IITs, or maybe some research about options that could be, or maybe the kind of questions that we have, that the kind of challenges that we have. I would like to share that with you all. And there are three major projects. One of them is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, under which we manage the solid waste as well as liquid waste, basically, and how carbon sequestration can happen, or even carbon emission can happen if waste is not managed well, especially methane. Second is Majhi Vasundhara Abhiyan, which is the initiative of Maharashtra state actually, and it's a very beautiful framework for local bodies to compete with each other in all environmental tasks. So how the kind of water pollution that's happening, how are the local bodies working for to get over this pollution. So what are the kind of activities that local bodies are doing? So related to, so this, it is based on the 5 Panchamahabhutas that we call Panchamahatattvas. So it is earth, water, Agni, and also the Akash part of it is awareness generation. So the way Praveen mentioned some time back, that how do we engage people in all these activities is very critical in going towards carbon neutrality. So this is the second one, Majhi Vasundhara Abhiyan. The third one that we are implementing is Namami Chandrabhaga. So it is, Chandrabhaga is a river patch of Bhima which flows through the city of Pandharpur. The Pandharpur is a very holy holy place for Maharashtrians, the seat of Vitthal, and it's revered because it has a long cultural tradition also of Wari from Arandi and Dehu. The Wari goes so in the month of July, August. So to Pandharpur, they go on feet actually, the entire procession that goes on feet. Some of you might be aware of that. So Puneites already know about it somehow. So it's named after this Chandrabhaga river, and actually which is a part of the entire Bhima river. So Bhima originates in Pune district, and it flows through Pune and Solapur majorly, some part of it. Some tributary come from Satara and Ahmednagar also, but majorly it flows through Pune and Solapur district. So we are also planning for the implementation of a project that would, because there are many urban locations that are there on the banks of these rivers. There are many industrial locations. There is agricultural activity happening across these this river bed. So how it is that we implement this project is another activity of ours that we are implementing. So in my presentation I had all the figures of how many trees have been planted under Maji Vasundhara activity. So the land, the earth part of Maji Vasundhara has a lot of tree plantation, wherein his activity that's coming. So we also collaborate on many of our tree plantation activities with 14 trees. There is also, for land there are 2. So this is kind of a framework. I would say that, for various activities marks are given, to the local bodies. So each year, it's a competition of each year. So each local body competes with the other local body of its size. So there are different, like municipal corporation is one size, then there are middle sized cities, we call councils, and there are Nagar Panchayats, smaller cities, the villages which are turning into cities. So the competition is amongst themselves for all these activities. It's a very interesting framework, and which is a very holistic framework also. I mean, for the first time I saw such a framework that is being designed somewhere, because it addresses most of the activities that are required for the protection of environment. So land involves tree plantation and solid waste management. So various activities related to tree plantation, like how it is, and tree plantation is majorly the native trees, that's given more marks. So also the biodiversity register that each local body has to prepare, whether they have prepared it, whether they have done tree census. So tree census has to be done by the local bodies, and it has to be geotagged. So all these kinds of activity, and there are many more. I'm just giving you a few examples. Each city is judged against how much they did, and then there are prizes given to the cities for all. So this was related to land. Then solid waste management is also a part of this land activity. Water related to the activities like rainwater harvesting or cleaning of water bodies or water audits. These are and there are many such activities that are also again given marks to the cities on what kind of activities they have done. Then there is energy. So how much of renewable energy is being used. That is also given marks. Then air pollution. So for the abatement of air pollution, what is being done by the cities? So the cities, so the various activities like use of EVs. There are people who are working on electrical vehicles. So use of EVs is being also promoted through these activities a lot, and how it is that the awareness generations among people. And most out of it is about, last year it was 7,500 marks competition. So all these activities, this is an academic institution, so you would understand it better. So all these activities have been distributed, have been given marks, and in total it is 9,500. So the city, 7,500, and this is the third year that is going on. And this year they plan to make it about 9,500. So, and the cities are ranked based on their activities. And this is also in the rural areas. So rural areas compete with the village, Gram Panchayats compete with themselves there. So it's a very beautiful framework. I thought it would be nice to introduce this framework in this conference. So and it really generated a lot of fervor amongst the cities. And whenever there is some target in government, it happens. So when the target comes from the top, from above, the cities, the local bodies are really charged up, and our role was to really create that kind of spirit amongst the cities, amongst the local bodies.
Is there a financial incentive for the?
Yes, the prizes are.
What is the quantum of the prize?
It's in crores. Like there are various prizes at various levels. So at state level there are some prizes. There are some prizes at district level. There are some prizes at divisional level. So it differs. Actually, it's there. All the details are there in my So the prizes are in crores. So cities get prizes in crores, but those are also again tagged with activities related to environment. So the activities that are mentioned in this framework, the cities that get the prize amount, they have to use that amount for the similar kinds of activities next year. So those cities who are doing good, they get better. And there are also some awards which are called high jump awards. So the cities which are really gone much ahead during that year in these activities, they also are being felicitated because. So all there is a directorate with the Environment Department of.
What happened?
We can hear you. I think
Yeah,
this is better.
of Government of Maharashtra, and it takes care of all this, the creating of the MIS, and then all the cities fill in that, and they also have a way of evaluating the work. So based on the kind of data that has been filled by the cities, and also based on the field visits, like the field assessments that it is called. So they also arrange for field assessments, and both together they then declare the final result. So last year was the second year, and our division got the first prize in the state. So the cities and villages in our there's 5 districts. So Pune division I work for has 5 districts in it: Pune, Sangli, Satara, Solapur, and Kolhapur. So this is the Western Maharashtra. So the city is small. The corporation, municipal corporation, municipal councils, and other panchayats. They did really well in this. All these parameters as compared to the others, of course, in Maharashtra. But there is a long way to go, actually. So this is the 3rd year currently. It's a yearly competition, and that really sets the local bodies to do a lot of work in this. So it also entails convergence of this particular framework doesn't provide any funding as such for these activities, but they have to. The local bodies also innovatively have to generate the funding for this. So it is through the convergence of various schemes. There are various schemes of the central government or government of Maharashtra which may fund for these activities. So they can get funding from that, or they can get funding from some other corpus of government, like 15 Finance Commission, or there is some district fund that is there with each collector. So they can get funding from that, or they can get funding from private institutions. NGOs can generate funds, or from CSRs. So these are various ways through which our cities, our gram panchayats have been, doing this for the past 2 years, and definitely it has. I don't I don't have it by heart, the figures of carbon sequestration, but it is there in my. I may show it later, because by the time I don't want to waste the time of this panel discussion just to get the PowerPoint done. So the kind of carbon sequestration these activities have done there's a huge amount. They have done this calculation at state level, like these many trees planted, so this much of carbon sequestrated, or these many water bodies they have been protected, and the wetland development has been done, so much of carbon sequestration. So like that, there are various activities. Related to Namami Chandrabhaga, the other project that I mentioned. How much time am I left?
Couple of minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is basically it's a holy river, and we would it's been polluted a lot because of human interventions, and how it is that we plan to make it cleaner. That's the major agenda. So yesterday also we had a meeting last evening with Dr. Tare, and we discussed about all these aspects, because IIT Kanpur and Dr. Tare has been an anchor for the Namami Gange initiative for government of So there is a lot that maybe technologically there are many aspects that we can look into. A few of them maybe I can mention here right now. If we want to process solid waste, municipal solid waste, there are many technologies that have come up now, but currently it doesn't come in front of us which technology is better considering the carbon emissions or carbon sequestration. So if there is a way of if we get such kind of support, it would be better to take a decision based on that, because whatever infrastructure we install now, we think that it would go on at least for 10 years, 15 years. So it should not get redundant considering the environmental perspective or the carbon neutrality perspective. There are various aspects like technologies for wastewater treatment. So there are again many technologies. Many people come and they show us their technologies. But which technologies? Let's start it. So which technologies are suitable? And also yesterday with Dr. Tade we were talking about decentralized way of treatment of water. So how does it run better? Can we have there might be new ideas or new technologies. Can we have some pilots with the help of technological institutes regarding that? Is another aspect, because unless it is established, unless there is some evidence of it working well, we cannot provide government funding for that actually. So government funding will go only for the established technologies, established ways of working towards a concept. But how it is that the innovation is promoted, either in solid waste processing or in liquid waste treatment. So, and there are many more areas that I may cover in our other discussions, but I think the time is up. Now that
I'm afraid so. Yeah, just this one topic, I think yesterday we probably spent a couple of hours discussing. So I apologize, I could only give you a couple of minutes.
But during the course of the day, maybe I can pose more questions to the...
And we have some questions for you. So, so I think that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
One of the things I wanted to check with Poonam ji is that it's a very no-brainer that one of the first things we can do for reducing things is basically not recycle or reuse, it's reduce. And government can frame policies where there are constraints on the energy that is given or the water that is given to a municipality or whatever it is, and make the best out of it. Right? So is there any thinking on that? Because that doesn't cost money. It's just changing mindsets.
Energy audit and water audit, that is integrated into the program.
That would be nice.
It's already integrated.
One sort of observation that I want to share, that in the context of scale of projects of this kind, where large rivers are being rejuvenated and so on, I see need for a lot of experimentation of different ideas before government can reach the stage where RFPs are floated to do at a large level. But that phase of experimentation seems to be missing. The direct plans to do go big and without clarity about what solution is really going to work.
And another point is that in the district that we have managed, there are a lot of awareness issues because people don't know why we are doing that. So how are you tackling that issue? Because unless they are aware and motivated, they will not put energy into that.
So awareness generation amongst people is a separate criteria in this particular program, and that is there are a lot of programs that are being conducted along with social media. Social media is also there. In person, there are various programs. People are also encouraged to take e-breaks. Online, there is a facility made available. So either individually they can do it, or even in groups they can do it. This is a program. And such activities, n number of activities are available.
Okay, because awareness increases, I think the things will come up.
Well, I have a discussion intervention. Very quick clarification. So in the Maji so when you give scores to pads and local bodies. So what metrics are you using and how was it evolved? Who suggested it?
This has been decided by the state government. The environmental department has a cell for matters. There is a directorate.
So these are well-established standard metrics and not anything you considered with the particular people and families.
They have done that. So this is going on for 2 years. Now this is the 3rd year. And each time, based on their experience, they evolve. The tool, they come out with a toolkit at the start of the year.
So it's standardized across all entities.
All local bodies.
Okay,
So, yeah, should we go to the next one?
yeah,
Please.
You have a discussion question.
Yeah, but I think, what I was hearing and when Poonam was speaking, right, I happened to draw something on my notepad, right, and it was primarily around cities, right. And the way we really need to look at cities is primarily to split what we call as environment into 3 distinct categories, right. And one I call as built environment, which is essentially buildings, infrastructure, and so on and so forth, that actually fuels development that we call as. The second is the natural, the second is the living environment, right? The influences that essentially impact the built environment and people who occupy this built environment. And then there is another environment that I call it natural environment. And all of these 3 environments have to roll across what I call as community diverse activities, which include residential aspects, agricultural aspects, administration, industry, education and innovation, infrastructure services, transportation and communication. All of this essentially then make up for what we call as cities of the future or sustainable cities. So we will discuss more on this. When Poonam was actually talking about what she was doing in the city of Pune, just happened to make a very quick sketch here and thought I could bring this up. So there's a lot that we probably need to kind of brainstorm during the day to see how we can actually look at the ways and decarbonize this and that.
So may I take the chair's prerogative here and see if we can integrate the discussion session a little bit here, because I think there's an overall feeling that when questions come up, they need to be asked. So if that's okay with you, I'd like to try and take that prerogative. So beyond every 15 minutes of presentation, we'll have 10 minutes of discussion so that we don't go over time, and we'll limit it like that. So with your question over there, you identified 3 different areas, and in fact, it was along the lines that I was also thinking, because there are 3 different programs, Poonamji, that you've identified, but actually some of them may have energy advantages in other areas. So for example, what you do in water and wastewater management has significant impact on the energy sector, especially in pumping and clarification and so on. Is there a way in which the government is looking at this? Because these don't need to be in silos, as they call them. There needs to be a lot of interaction.
Actually, that's the reason why I mentioned this particular program called Multi-Usna Abhiyan. It involves even the energy factor. So most of the components that are related for the current environmental burning issues, they are integrated into this framework. And we have many, even Dr. Nulkar is with us on this, Dr. Ajay Pathak is with us on this, and when we implement at the division level, we involve various stakeholders, various experts while implementing this. That's all.
Actually, Shiv is not here, but when we were interacting with Kanpur municipality, one of the issues which was mentioned in one of the meetings was people's behavior, right? Because people have this tendency of throwing this solid waste on the road, and so we see, like, as soon as you're out of the campus, you see it all over, right? So how are you guys managing it? How are you motivating people to actually use and putting solid waste in the right place? So what kind of nudges are you guys using? How are you making it sure that solid waste is going where it's supposed to go?
It's a major aspect, actually. The segregation at source. It's something that is very much desired by all. Even the planners want that to be done. But actually on the ground getting it done. For some time it's fine, but sustainably getting done the segregation is one aspect. So more of the awareness activities. So there are some drives of really enforcing it very with lot of strictness. At times, it doesn't happen continuously in our society somehow, the enforcement, strict enforcement. But they take many drives and that's how.
So basically it is through strong implementation that you guys are able to achieve it. Or any kind of a motivation to people or any behavioral change, motivational thing that.
Indore has done a remarkable job in that, and it is consistently #1 cleanest city in the country, Indore. And they have done it through the mass movement and the participation of the people. It's in the habit, attitude, the mindset. And they have done a very clear segregation.
There are various practices in various cities actually. So I don't represent the city of Pune as such. I represent the 5 districts.
Sure.
So the various cities in my division, these 5 districts, they implement various ways of doing that. So maybe for collection of plastic waste, they will have some competition in their city and then they get that plastic waste done. Or maybe in schools they will drive certain campaigns. Or for the wet waste, it's compulsory in Pune Municipal Corporation actually that the societies process their own organic waste and only the dry waste is being collected by the PMC. Like that, there are various n number of initiatives actually for waste management.